blow through that one. So the reduce method, if we wanted to do this with reduce, we'd have to think about it a little bit differently, but not too different, right? So if we did flatten reduce, we know that our reduce can return whatever we want, right? It can return anything. So I can just go ahead and return because I know that whatever I'm getting back at this is what I want to return. So I'm going to say reduce. Reduce takes in two elements. Reduce takes in two elements: a callback and a initial value. So our initial value, if we're going to want this to be an array at the end, our initial value should probably start as an array, right? This takes on the word as an accumulator in our callbacks two arguments. Our callback also has two arguments, accumulator and, well, I'll just call it element, but that's like the current element that we're on. And if we're doing that, it's the same type of thing. So we would say like, hey, if array dot is array of our element, right? If this is an array, we'll do something. And it's going to be the same something as we did before. Else, we will just say, not instead of it being our result, we'll just push it into our accumulator. And because reduce updates the accumulator to be the return value of the last reduce iteration, we have to return our accumulator to make sure that we get to keep that accumulator of the work that's being done. Otherwise, we can just call it again on our element. So we'll say accumulator equals accumulator.concat of our flatten reduce of our element, right? And that should also work.
Oh, you spelled array wrong on line 45.
Thank you. I still did. Thank you, Marvin. Good catch. So, okay, broke it. Interesting. What is this even printing? That's bizarre. Okay. Anybody see the mistake? Is it the accumulator push accumulator? Probably. Right? Because if I'm pushing in an accumulator, I'm just pushing in the whole array. I actually want to be pushing in that element, right? So my apologies on that. I wrote it just a little too fast. Okay. Any questions on that? Right? It's the same logic. It's just instead of having an outside result there and then doing iteration and returning, we are using reduce to do the returning. We're going to return from reduce. We're keeping in an accumulator, which is going to be that array, which is the same as our result here, right? We could change the word everywhere I wrote accumulator, right? We could change it to result. So it really looks the same as the other one. It essentially, it's doing the exact same thing. I think there's some things in the chat. Reduce method, we don't have to adjust it. Array is array. I see. So yeah, same type of thing. Any questions on that? All right, then I will stop the share, stop the recording again.